Feeling frustrated? Let's discover ways to fix that and find more peace in life. So, hi, I'm CiCi with Wise Woman Evolving, and welcome. Thank you for visiting here today, whether you're watching the recording or live. A theme that keeps coming up that I'm seeing with clients and what people asked to put on the clipboard this month was working with feelings of frustration and different ways that that shows up in life. It's showing up, I've noticed, as a pattern in different people's lives lately with work, with relationships at home and work, and feeling frustrated inside, not being able to move forward from that. So that's a big key, is when we're frustrated, it seems to make us feel like we are stuck in one spot. And how do we get out of that cycle? Because frustration does tend to continue creating this vicious cycle that we feel like we're on the hamster wheel and we can't get off. And what do we do with that? How do we get off so that we can regain control of our lives and find ways to move away from the frustration? Because when we can move away from the frustration, when we can figure out that what's actually going on with our feelings is frustration. Frustration is a form of anger. We store that in different parts of the body. The natural place in the body for anger would be the liver. It's a healthy thing. A lot of people look at anger as being bad, but it's not really. Anger can push through when it's in healthy doses and allow us to make things happen, move, push things through, make things happen, move things, get things going, like the fire, right? Motivating. It's very motivating. However, when there's excess or too little, then it can cause some problems. People feel like it's wreaking havoc in their lives. And the other thing that can be a cause of that is when anger gets stored in a different part of the body where it doesn't belong. And how does that happen? It's through stress. We have all our organs, endocrines, and body parts have natural personalities because they each have a job. And one part might be to sort things out and organize. Another part of the body, its job is to allow for more flow in life or to have willpower to keep going. Another job is to provide the gas, put your foot on the gas pedal to keep it going. Another part is to kind of slow that down and put the brakes on. So what happens when we're under stress, things get confused. The personalities in the body, the organs, endocrines, and body parts get confused as to what their job is. Is there too much in this? Well, let me spill it out somewhere else. Is there not enough here? Let me try and pull from somewhere else. And that's not the natural flow of things. So we get under stress and things get all discombobulated inside and we get frustrated, which is a form of anger. I don't want you to take the anger and hear that and go down that rabbit hole, because it's there. Let's just find a way to deal with it, and not in a way where we're stuffing it under a rug or denying it, because that's not going to get us anywhere either, right? The whole key to that is figuring out what's causing this. What am I really feeling? Usually it has to do with your desire is for something else, but you're doing this, maybe the job, or maybe going to the grocery store that you didn't want to go to in 20-degree weather because it's just too cold to get out. And then things change and the mood changes and everything works together in the body. How we do one thing is how we do everything. So we start creating this vicious cycle for ourselves, or we feel like, oh, but I have to make money, so I have to go to the job that I'm not liking. We're not facing, you know what, maybe I'd rather be somewhere else. Maybe I'd rather do something else. Maybe where that stems from is we don't feel worthy of doing something else. Well, this is what I know. Let me stay in my lane. This is what I was told by society, by my teachers, by my parents growing up, etc. Excuse me. And when we get to the bottom of that, we have to go deep inside and ask, what is stopping me? It's often fear of the unknown, fear of, I don't know if I can do that. And where does that come from? And it often comes from not feeling worthy, not knowing that who we are is everything. We are co-creators with the Creator. We are part of the divine. We are divine. When we recognize that, the truth of that deep within our hearts, not just hearing it and go, yes, I know, that's not really getting it. We need to really sink in to get it in our hearts. We are absolutely worthy. What you have to offer the world is the world. You have everything to offer. You deserve everything you desire. And I know it's easy to just blow it off and say, well, that's easy for you to say, but this is what I'm experiencing. So I'm proving that that's not true. Except what if we're wise, we step back and we start to look at the belief systems that make the world show up to prove that. So again, it's a vicious cycle. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? And we're on the hamster wheel, right? And we just keep going round and round and round. And we have to recognize, wait a minute, I'm the one creating that. You are that powerful. And you probably don't even realize it. We create our own realities, whether or not we're aware of it, whether or not we've chosen that consciously. But subconsciously and unconsciously, half the time, we're creating our realities because of our belief systems that were formed when we were itty bitty bitty babies. We watch the world. Oh, if I cry, I get my diaper changed. Oh, let me cry and throw a fit and have a tantrum. So we carry that throughout life and run around barking orders at everyone. And we wonder why we don't keep a job, or we don't have many friends who stick around, or fill in the blanks. I mean, we can always come up with something to prove that, well, that's just how it is. But we have to go beyond that and ask ourselves, where did the belief system come from that created that? Now, it doesn't always matter where the belief system came from, as long as we're willing to take responsibility. We have to look at everything from a standpoint of integrity. Integrity is a big word, and it means way more than I'm going to get into today. But it's something to start looking at. Be willing to own your stuff. I created that. Well, doggone it, I'm pretty powerful if I can create that. I created a big old mess in my life. Own that. Take responsibility for that. Recognize I did that. Even if you can't figure out how you did, start to recognize that you are the creator of your own reality. And then be willing to go, well, what all is involved in that? And feel into it. Feel the frustration you're feeling in life. I don't care if the frustration is with a neighbor, a family member, a boss, a coworker, traffic, the way maybe the way the roads are built, you're frustrated with. Well, we wouldn't have all this traffic if they would fix the roads, if they would da-da-da-da-da, if they. But what's at the heart of that? Are you taking it personally? Yes. Look inside. What am I doing to create my own frustration? One, probably taking something personally. Two, I need to recognize that it is me. But that's the exciting part, because once we realize we're creating it, And we recognize that if we have enough power to create something, even if it's chaos, that means we have the power to create something even better. We have the power to turn off that creative power. I don't feel like experiencing this anymore. Let me do something about it. Let me recognize, where am I creating that? I keep holding the frustration. So I keep seeing that. So the universe goes, oh, okay, I received your order. We'll keep giving you circumstances to keep you frustrated. The universe is just fulfilling the order. It's like going to the restaurant and you go sit down and you're at this lovely cafe. Maybe it's an outdoor cafe, maybe it's inside a cozy little restaurant with candles and pretty tablecloths, and it's pretty music. Whichever you prefer, it's your cafe. You get to choose where you're eating, right? And you go and you decide, oh, and the waitress comes and brings you a menu, or the waiter, and you look through it and you decide, oh, I would like this with that, with this, with that. And then the wait person comes to take your order, and you say, I would like this with this side, and with this for dessert, and this to drink. And oh, could you do something special with my cake? Or cook my food to this temperature. And the waitress goes and brings it to the cook, right? You've placed your order with the universe. The waitress takes that to the cook and says, here's the order. And the cook goes, let me go pull all the ingredients. Somebody's already made the groceries and shopped for those ingredients. Let me go pull those ingredients and put them together. Let me cook them in just the way that this person ordered. The universe takes a little bit of time. Can we create instantly and have it show up quickly in our lives? Absolutely. I've done that time and time again. Sometimes, though, it takes a little while. We place our order with the universe, give it to the wait person, or hand it over and say, okay, Spirit, this is what I'd like to experience. And then wait. We enjoy the cozy restaurant, the pretty music, the pretty candlelight, while we're waiting for our dinner to be brought to us. Or the cafe where we're enjoying watching people walk by with their dogs, or watching the kitty cat run around and play, or watching the beautiful trees in the sunshine or in the waterfall. Maybe there's a fountain or something there. We're enjoying it along the way while we're waiting for our food to be brought to us, because we know we placed that order, and we know that cook is really wonderful and we're going to get what we ordered. So we let the worry about how it's going to be done go. I came to this restaurant because I know I don't have to cook, I don't have to do dishes, and they do a beautiful job, and it's presented to me in a beautiful way. And oh, look, they even surprised me with a little something extra with my dessert. Maybe it was a pretty edible flower they put on top of the ice cream. When we create something and ask the universe to bring us something different, it's the same. Let's put our order in, say, okay, this is what I'd like to create instead of feeling frustrated all the time. But what do? We doubt ourselves because we have a belief system. We're not worthy. We're not capable. We can't. We blah, 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 blah. Fill in the blank, right? But it's the same thing. Put your order in. Say, okay, God, okay, universe, okay, spirit, whatever it is you wish, but you say, this is what I would like to experience. And you put your order in, and instead of worrying about, is it going to come true? When's it going to happen? I don't see evidence. The mind gets busy and rattles and distracts us. But if we remember, it's just like placing our order at the restaurant. We place our order with spirit, with the universe, with God, and say, this is what I would like to experience in my life. And then we let it go and we enjoy the present moment like we would sitting in that cafe or that restaurant where we know that we're going to have a wonderful meal brought to us. And then before you know it, the universe will present us with an opportunity to maybe a better position within the company or a better job elsewhere where we'll be treated better, where our integrity won't be compromised because we are able to recognize what we need to own and what we need to make right and where our integrity is good. Where are we out of integrity? Where in our lives do we not follow through? Where in our lives do we put a responsibility on someone else when it's really ours? Think little things like that. Where are we not following through on our commitments? Is it okay to change our minds? Absolutely. Life happens, right? Sometimes we get overwhelmed because we overcommitted. Maybe what we need to do in integrity, say, go to someone and say, gosh, when I committed to this, I really intended to follow through. I am recognizing that this is just not working. I've overcommitted and I don't have the time. It's exhausting me and I'm not able to give fully anyway to the project. So I need to back out. Can we find somebody else? I apologize. I own it, but I can't do it. But I'll stick around and help you find what will, someone who can fulfill that. Is that okay? So we don't just walk away from our commitments. That would not be integrity or in integrity. But to remain in integrity when we change our minds about something is to own it and fix it. Life happens. Okay, spilt the glass of milk and the glass broke. I'll fix it. I'll get up and go get the towel and clean up. And then I'll say, hey, I broke the glass and I spilt the milk. We might offer to replace the glass. If we're little and we don't have money, I apologize. It was an accident. Maybe I can be a little more careful next time and not put it on the placemat where it's kind of leaning or something, own it. If we own our stuff instead of being embarrassed or shy or not wanting to admit maybe we could have done something better, if we own it, then we can more quickly move away from it and stop the frustrating feelings inside. So there's a lot of lessons in the one message of how do we get over the frustration. Now, it might be we own it. It might be we act in integrity with it. It might be we recognize that we are more worthy and therefore we get to place our order with the universe and be able to receive it and something even better. Because if we allow for that and relax in the meantime, while we placed our order, but we're enjoying the present moment instead of worrying. If we worry or stress, is it going to be right? Is our meal going to be cooked right? Is our, is the right job going to come along? Is the right, will my cat quit behaving this way? I don't know where this behavior has come from. It's got to change. No, we put the order out. We need to let it go. We need to surrender and let the universe do its job. Let spirit do its job. It wants to give us what we desire. The key is we have to let go of needing to control every detail, because maybe our details will limit us and keep us in a little box when the universe really wants to fulfill it and give us something even greater. Maybe when the waitress brings our food, she brings it on a silver platter with a silver dome on a beautiful silver tray. And then when she takes the dome off, we go, oh, that's even better than what I imagined. Because maybe they did put the flour on top of the ice cream. Or maybe they put a pretty mint leaf with it that just somehow makes our heart jump for joy. And when we eat it, we feel like, oh, how delicious. I never would have thought of that. I never imagined something could be so good. but we allowed for the cook to present us with something even better. So we don't control going, make sure it's this temperature, make sure it's this, make sure it's that, make sure I want it just this way, just that way. No, we give our order and say, I would, just something yummy. And then they create this beautiful creation, and we look at it and it's already delicious just by how it looks, because we allowed the room for or something even better. So when we place our order with the universe, we need to say, I would like to be able to have a peaceful environment at home or at work or whatever. I'd like to be able to relax a little bit more. It feels like I would like to have more income coming in so that I'm not worried about, am I going to have enough? Or it might look like I'd like to be able to work with a different coworker or a different team or what have you. We can let that go into the universe and surrender without saying they have to look like this, they have to spell everything correctly, they have to dress this way, they have to say this, they have to be nicer in that. No, stop taking things so personally and surrender. Let those details go. What is it you really wish to have at the base of all of that? Is it peace? Is it the peace that comes from knowing you have enough? Is it peace, the peace that comes from not needing to feel frustrated because everything isn't just the way we think needs to be perfect, because we're so busy judging that we're not able to enjoy what already is there? We're not recognizing we do have enough. Yeah, I have enough as long as no emergencies come up. Life brings those things. But have we gotten through emergencies in the past? We have to remember the universe shows up when we need it. Maybe we're not holding buckets of money, but somehow a gift comes in when we need it the most. Ooh, I didn't plan for that and that happened. Now what am I going to do? How can I afford that? I didn't plan for work to go this way. Now what am I going to do? This is frustrating. These people are compromising my integrity. Look for what you can control, what brings you peace. Own what you did to participate in that, whether it's directly or indirectly through your own thoughts, through your own judgments, and then say, oh, I'm capable of more. I deserve better. Before we go, I deserve better, and then want to start judging others, just focus on, I deserve better. I deserve more. Recognize that you are a co-creator with the Creator. Therefore, you deserve all the good that life has to offer. And you bring that from the head into the heart. Well, how do we do that? I've done videos before where I've walked you through, you've seen me how to kind of pretend you drop a pebble into the top of your head, and just close your eyes and allow it to go through until you feel it land in the heart space. You'll know when it's there, when you feel like you feel this peaceful presence, the stillness. That stillness is grace. That stillness is you being one with your higher self. That is part of the divine. That's where the divine resides, is inside your heart, inside of you. The rest of all of reality. Maybe on this video you hear background noise. By the way, my daughter is teaching piano lessons in the other room. So you might hear music off and on, you might hear talking off and on, you might hear traffic outside, things like that. But allow all those distractions to go away and put the focus on inside. You might hear my chair squeaking away. All these things are distractions from us recognizing that those distractions are all a part of us. The people that we think are causing our frustrations are still a part of us. I know you've heard me say a million times, how we do one thing is how we do everything. Who we are, who everybody else is, what all the other circumstances are, it's really just us reflected out. When we start to recognize that, we can say, I don't like that. The question becomes, how do I change that? How do I control that? Control's a whole nother video here, a whole nother topic. But when we can recognize, we bring it into our heart space and breathe into that and feel into that. So maybe we feel frustrated. What are we going to do with that frustration? I want you to close your eyes, as long as you're not driving right now. Maybe if you are driving or doing something, or maybe you're at work and you can't really focus on this, go listen to it, but you come back to it, replay the video, and you take time, and then you can pause the video when you get to that point where you just want to relax and enjoy it. But you're going to close your eyes and you're going to feel what it feels like to feel what you feel like in the moment that you'd like to change. Maybe it is frustration. Excuse me. Maybe it's frustration with the neighbor making noise at odd hours. And you go, but that's not me making those noises. He's keeping me awake. I'm not sleeping well. Well, how about you take a moment to feel all those frustrations, have all those thoughts, let it expand and expand and expand and expand until you go, how frustrating can I feel? Okay, I'm at the maximum amount of frustration I can possibly feel right now. And you think of that situation. I don't like the neighbor's noises. And you do this and you feel it and feel it and feel it until you feel like, yeah, that's about as bad as it's going to feel. There's nothing more. And then watch it and recognize you can take that and you can give it away. Wait a minute, that's not me. Why am I being frustrated? Frustration. I am more than that. Why do I get myself all in a tizzy? Because I feel like I'm in the fishbowl around my head of just frustration, frustrated, just how this is terrible. But when we realize we're not with our heads in the fishbowl, we can take that and go, wow, I let a little noise get bigger and bigger and bigger in my mind. And I got so frustrated. And that's not even me. I created that. I'm that powerful. So what else can I do? Well, I can recognize that that's not me. I created it. I got caught up in the frustration. Now let me give it away. Let me ask the universe to come and take that away. If I created that, I am powerful enough to create that. I can say, poof, no more. Turn it off. Turn off the creative juices flowing that way. Yeah, it's hard. We have to catch ourselves being frustrated. Oh, I'm very frustrated right now. I recognize that. Let me put it in a little box over there. Let me put all my little frustrations in that little box. And you know what? I'm going to surrender it. Just surrender. That's not me anymore. Okay, universe, angels, fairies, helpers, guides, whatever you feel connected to, can you help me out a little bit? Would you please take this away for me? I'm done with that now. Different methods use, I've taken many courses over the years in self-improvement and changing our realities and things like that. And different methods will make different suggestions. I've heard some saying, blow it up with a stick of dynamite, um, throw a rock there and break the glass jar, or whatever it is, or ask your guides to take it away for you. Put a lid on the jar, put it all in the jar, put a lid on the jar and say, here, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to. I'm not it's not that we're not dealing with it anymore, because that's pushing it under the rug. Then we're still going to feel that frustration. It's going to come out in another way. And it's usually not healthy. It's not going to serve us. So we own it and we go, I created that, but I'm done with it. I'm done feeding the frenzy. You put the lid on the jar and you say, here, please take it away. You give your order to the waitress and trust the cook's going to take care of it for you. So you give your order to the universe and you trust that it's done. It's taken care of already. You let it go. Yes, easier said than done. And this does come with practice. And yes, I've had years of being able to practice this. I still get caught up in the chaos. 2024 was mad. It was just like, whoa, how much more chaos can happen? And I went, I'm creating that. I created a wild ride of a year. Okay, so no sense in crying over spilt milk. What can I do to clean it up? Well, I'm going to own that I created it first. Second, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to put it over there and watch it on the movie screen, because I have to recognize that is not me. I was getting caught up in that. No matter how skilled and how practiced we are at creating and manifesting and having wonderful lives, sometimes we can get caught up in the moment, and we get caught up in our own little bubble, and we don't realize that we're in that bubble, that we have to step outside of the bubble and watch the bubble over here from this perspective and go, oh, I see that. I see this. I see that. Oh, and we gain some perspective. And then we say, that's not me. It's like watching it on a movie screen and then walking out of the theater and going, well, that was interesting, but it's not mine. It's not my story anymore. So I turn off those creative juices and I say, I let all that go. I'm done with the chaos. And I remember in here, I am peace. There's a quote. It's an anonymous quote. Unfortunately, I would love to be able to know who it was to give credit to. But it says, peace is not the absence of chaos. It is the presence of God, whatever that is to you. But it's the presence of that divine energy, that divine spirit that resides within us. The easy thing these days is everybody says, oh, let's ascend. And there's this distraction to go outside of ourselves to bring something in. When we already have it, we are that divine spark. That divine spark is inside of you. Even if you can't find it, if you look for it, if you take a few minutes each day to go within your heart and look for it, you might see that teeny, tiny little spark of light. The more you focus on that, the more it expands. Just like the more you focus on frustration, the more the frustration expands, because the more the universe goes, oh, that's what you want to experience. We'll keep feeding that for you until you say, wait a minute, changed my mind. I don't wish to participate in that creation anymore. Oh, I created that mess. Let me step out of it. Let me become neutral and observe it and go, oh, yeah, I created that. But that is not me. That's an experience I created. Now it's time to change my mind and say, okay, I've learned from that. I really don't wish to experience that anymore. I wish to experience peace instead, or brightness instead, or an adventure. Whatever it is you want to create in your life, go for it. Sometimes you don't want to replace it with another experience. You just want that one to go away and find the stillness within for a while. That's okay too. I invite peace into my life now. I I feel the stillness within now. And remember to think in feelings. So think it's is not where it's at. Let's feel. What do I feel? What would I prefer feeling? How do I do that? How do I get from frustration or anger or tears or despair to feeling peace, to being successful, to being prosperous and abundant? First, we have to start by recognizing that we are so powerful, we created that mess. Then we have to own it. I did that. Okay, I would like to do something different now. I own that I messed that up. Well, okay, good. That's the first step. Then we can go and clean it up because we're willing to look at it more fully. Why am I trying to protect myself so much when I'm the one creating it? Oh, it's within. When we can recognize that, we feel safer because we don't feel like somebody else is doing things to us or the world is doing this to us. We are the fire. We are the basket of chaos. However, we can take chaos and organize it and become the steady, sturdy mountain. Or we can become the storm that cleans everything up and starts with a fresh slate, a new slate. Now, what would I like to create? You can create magic in your own life. A beautiful, peaceful, enjoyable, incredible life that is endless with possibility. Endless with possibility. Now, I can't cover everything in one video. This is a journey. This is a process. It takes time. But if I'm going to leave one thing with you today, it's to start looking within and recognizing you are valuable. You're still here, so you have value. You have something to contribute to this world, to this universe. You are needed here. You are capable and you are powerful and you deserve a good life. You deserve the life that you would prefer to experience. Play with it. Start owning where you participate, where you create, and then start recognizing, oh, that was me doing that. I can change it. Because if I'm powerful enough to create it, I'm powerful enough to create something even better. And then allow yourself to dream. What would the even better look like? Play with it. Be playful. And then maybe we can continue on. We can work on that more in these group sessions. Call me, email me. My email is listed below in the description where the YouTube description of the video says ... more. press on more and go down and read. There are ways to get in touch with me. We can explore these things in groups or individually, or just show up for yourself every day and ask yourself, what else would I like to create instead? Just be open to possibilities. Be open to recognizing that you deserve what you prefer to have, to do, to be, to feel. And then be open to possibilities. How good could it possibly get? Can it get even better than that? Can it get even better than that? And play. Play with those ideas. Don't try to control them. Put your order in with the universe and say, okay, bring it to me. And then let it go and live your life. Enjoy what you have in the moment. Even if you're in a position where you feel like, but I don't know how I'm going to enjoy tomorrow because I don't know where my groceries are going to come from. I don't have the money at the moment. Recognize, oh, okay, that's an interesting belief. And then just know, you know what? If I'm here, I'm meant to be here. I deserve to be here. I deserve to be taken care of. I don't know. I'm going to go to sleep now, and I know tomorrow somehow the food will come, or the bills will be paid, or the better job will come, or the better house will come, or whatever it is. You put your order in and you trust that it will be fulfilled. The universe is here for you. The universe needs you. And each and every one of you is special and has something special to offer, something unique to offer that none of the rest of us can. And I believe in you. Find inside yourself where you believe in you and start with that. And then join me to explore more. I love you. I thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in your life. Because by being here, you are willing to participate in your life and create something even better. That serves you in a huge way that then ripples out and serves the rest of humanity. And that's amazing. That's beautiful. It's sacred. And if you have no other way, just remember to reach out and touch the space that connects us all, right within your own heart. You're here for a reason. And you're here to sort out the frustrations of life for a reason. You'll get there. We all do. And we all have them again. But then we need to go, oh, wait, catch myself. Let me get out of that. And let me remember, I can create something even better. Because I deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you all for joining me. I love you all. I'll see you again here, hopefully somewhere in the universe. Reach out and connect. And until then, put your order in and know that it's coming. It's coming for you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. When you recognize that, then you can change the mindset and shift how life happens. I love you all. Be well. Be beautiful. Be you. Thank you.